I'd like to spend a few minutes going with you through the process of using a library database and more importantly explaining to you the concepts of using them. And now that you're in college, what really counts, what IPFW is really interested in teaching you is critical thinking. All right. So what counts is not your opinion. Opinions are a dime a dozen. Nobody cares about them. Okay. You hear all this all the time about free speech and blah, 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 and everybody's entitled to own opinion. That's not really true, okay? An ignorant opinion is not worth anything, and I'm not really sure you're entitled to be ignorant, particularly if you're going to college, all right? So the point is that opinions need to be based on actual data or on facts or on other people's repeatable experience, all right? And this is what, quote, experts are for, and I know there's always a bias nowadays against experts, but experts are simply people who've studied subjects for a long, long time, and they've repeated the data over and over again so that you can learn about it here, you can learn about it there, you can study this material, do research on it, and get it to replicate itself so that you really know you're on the right track, and then you show it to a wide variety of peers, and they look at it and say, well, here's the flaws, here's the things that are working, that kind of thing. So what we rely on nowadays to get to a position is the support, the factual data, the research, the wide range of experience, that kind of thing. It's not permissible to have a narrow focused view on something where you're just shutting out all the other information. You can't do that, okay? It's not a successful way to approach life. What it does, it allows other people to manipulate you. So the point is to be able to find good, reliable information. And as much as I love Google, and I swear to you, I use Google every day, okay, you can't rely on Google for all your information. You can't do that because any idiot, any moron, any dishonest person could put anything they want to up on the web, make it look beautiful, make it look authentic, and try to convince you that this is truth, okay? And there are a lot of people that have reasons to convince you of things. For years and years and years, the tobacco industry worked really hard on trying to convince you that tobacco did not cause lung cancer. Okay, well, unfortunately, that's just not true. It does. All right, the research is overwhelmingly showing you that. But for years, they put out their own bogus research, and you can find it on the internet, wherever. A lot of this is pre-internet. You can still find that research there, saying, oh, there's no such thing as cancer causing tobacco causing cancer. And of course, the cigarette industry would want to do that. And it's the same way today with the oil industry and the coal industry. And I'm not saying they're evil, okay? I'm just simply saying there's a lot of bogus material out there that says global warming is not true and blah, blah, blah. But if you really look at the science, and if you really understand science, and if you really spend a lot of time with these issues, and talk to experts, and read their books, and do a wide variety of research, you really find out that, well, yes, global warming is here, and, well, yes, there's plenty of scientific evidence for it, and yes, it is man-made, and yes, there are really some problems that we need to be working on, for our kids' sake, that kind of thing. But the oil industry doesn't want you to believe that, obviously, okay? And there are many people that kind of work on the periphery of the oil industry. They're using dishonest tactics to even try to convince you that that's not true because they're making a lot of money off that, okay? I've read some stuff that blah, 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 it's the green industry, it's the wind power industry that's making all this money by trying to make you think there's global warming. That's not true. Those are very tiny niche markets, okay? It's these larger industries, and they put up this material out there trying to convince you otherwise. So this is why you stay off of Google and go to library databases to get peer-reviewed research material that has an authentic nature. That doesn't mean there's not disagreement. There is, that kind of thing. But it's a safer place to do your research. And in college, particularly in W131 and 233, we're mandated to teach you how to use library databases. So that's sort of the point here. So if you'll go through this PowerPoint carefully and slowly, it will show you the steps to access Helmke Library, to access their databases there. And all this material is copyrighted, all this material is password protected, all this material is very authentic. You can still find disagreement. I'm not saying that. You don't have to agree with me, okay? You can still find a lot of material. But that's where you need to do your research. And when you're out in the marketplace and out in the real world, business world, professional world, they're going to be sending you to databases, not to Google. I'm not saying you can't use Google for things. It's wonderful. There's a lot of good information there. But you have to be able to weed out the bad information. And that's what library databases do for you, okay? So please go through the PowerPoint. Every database is different. Every interface changes quickly. So you have to learn how to kind of recognize the interfaces. You have to learn how to recognize how to manipulate the interfaces. The bottom line is that they don't work like Google. They work differently. You have to make lists of keywords. What you do is you look at your topic and you say, okay, what are specific words that describe my topic? And you make a list of these words. They're called keywords, okay? Then, in the database search engines, you link these keywords. So, like, for instance, some projects, some classes I teach, we do something on, well, I did it for the blogs for you, okay? I said, like, blog and automotive. All right, so what that does is that's going to search for information about blogs that have automotive articles in them. All right, so you make these keywords describing your topic, and then you link them with the word "and," or you link them with a different. If you look through the database, if you look through the PowerPoint presentation here, you'll see it. But you put one keyword in one area and then another keyword in another area, and it brings those together. And it's the overlapping area, that's where the articles are focused on your two keywords, okay? If you just hunted for blogs, you get a gazillion articles on blogs, right? So I give you specific information or illustrations here in the PowerPoint. So for what I've said is a little confusing, just go through the PowerPoint carefully. Think of keywords, all right? Think of not phrases, but words that actually describe your topic, okay? And you usually have to make a whole list. Like it takes 10 words really to describe your topic, all right? So go through the PowerPoint, and I think you'll see what you mean. And then if you have questions, what you do is you go to the Ask the Librarian feature, all right? Because that's the person who's really the expert, not me. The librarian is the expert on using college databases. She'll help you develop the keywords, and she'll tell you which database is really good for you, okay? Medical topics, go to one kind of database. Social topics, go to another kind of database, that kind of thing. So please use the Ask the Librarian feature. She's helpful. She's there. She's working for you, okay? I don't know her schedule, so don't count on her to get back to you immediately on weekends, all right? Don't count on that. But she does get back to you within 24 hours on the business days, all right? So, hey, if you have questions, please go to her. Thank you.